So welcome to Crowley's Music Centre. We're really excited to be having a look at these Eastman mandolins today. They're new into the shop and they're absolutely phenomenal. They're really brilliant instruments for starters and for beginners. But what's great about the Eastman mandolins is that they really last. Like, I think they're good beginner mandolins because they're accessible in price, but they're made really well. They're hand carved. They're all solid wood. So they sound phenomenal. They're the kind of, I suppose, entry-level mandolins that you can keep and they don't hold you back. You can keep them for years and they'll kind of grow with you, which is brilliant. And also very rare to find in mandolins. They're fairly intricate instruments and their price usually reflects that. But the great thing about the Eastman is that they're accessible for people who are looking for just a really good mandolin that they can keep for a few years and that they can grow with. This is one of the line. This is an Eastman MD315. So we have a Sitka spruce top. We've got these maple back sides and neck. Like I said, it's all solid wood and they're all hand carved, which is fantastic and really rare in this price range. This one is what is it, 1099, which is for a solid wood hand carved mandolin. It's really unheard of and it sounds, I think, well above its price range, which is amazing. But they range in the shop from, I think, about $750 to, I think, $11.99. So like I said, this is one of the F styles. So you've got the kind of a more decorative look. I love these. A lot of people refer to these kind of intricate scrolls and things as expensive strap holders, but I absolutely disagree. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. This is kind of the classic bluegrass mandolin. This style, the old Gibsons in the 1920s were built like this. So it's beautiful. This is an F style. There are also A styles in here, which are the very same, sound the very same, more or less, but they're without these scrolls and without these points. I much prefer these F styles. I think they look really cool. And they sound great. So, I mean, these work for really any style. You'll see people playing classical music on these. You see a lot of people playing a lot of Irish trad on these. You see a lot of jazz being played on these, actually. But like I said, bluegrass is kind of what this mandolin really loves to do, because you kind of have to do this when you're demonstrating bluegrass mandolin, right? You'll hear bluegrassers talk about chop. The mandolin has chop, and that's what you do. You chop these backbeats. So it really has that, and that's the solid wood. That's the hand carved wood. You won't get that kind of power and you won't get that drive in a mandolin that's not made of solid wood like this and that's not hand carved like this. So it's a really brilliant instrument. It plays really well. The thing that strikes me the most about it, which is what I'd kind of look for when I'm looking at a mandolin to see is it good or not, is it's really even up the neck. You don't lose tone as you go further up the neck. It's very even, it's very clear. Some mandolins, if they're not as well made, they kind of start sounding a bit choked as you go up the neck. You don't have that clarity. But this you really do, it just sparkles and it's very even, you don't lose volume. It's a kind of a similar character all the way up, which is fantastic. So I'll play something so you can hear it. This is a nice bluegrass one. So this is the Eastman MD305. So this is very similar to the MD315, except it's an A style rather than F style. So not as decorative, doesn't have the scrolls and doesn't have the points. But it sounds really nice. If there's a slight difference between the F style and the A style, I think this sounds a little bit more sort of woody. The F style is a little bit more like pingy. It really jumps out. But this is gorgeous. These are a bit cheaper than the F styles because there's not as much decorative carving and stuff to them. So this is $739, which for a mandolin that sounds like this, that's all hand carved and that's all solid wood is incredible. So these are great for bluegrass. Any of these mandolins with F holes, they work really well for projecting out, and they're really loud. They sound really good. They sound really full, which again is rare in a kind of in a mandolin that's affordable. For it to sound kind of woody rather than stringy, that's sort of what you're looking for. So full. It's gorgeous. And these, like I said, bluegrassers love the scrolls and the points, like me. I love them. But this, it has all that. It has that chop, that's kind of what you want. Beautiful mandolins. Like I said, excellent for beginners, but they just last. I mean, they're as good as most intermediate, even kind of coming into professional mandolins that you'd hear, but they're just priced so much lower. Really great option. I used to have the F-style version of this and I loved it, and I wish I still had it. So come in and try them. Sheena loves when people come in and try the instruments and play away with them. So do it. They're gorgeous. Eastman mandolins, they're fantastic.